Okay, I have to click on the game to, get the sound to work and accidentally click the dialogue. So hold on. Let's go to backlog. Alright, so welcome back to the letter. The first episode was such a shit fit. I didn't know there were quick times. I didn't know there were QTEs, and I did not expect to be totally jump scared at the title. But now I know what to expect. So, I'm gonna read from the backlog, and then we're gonna continue. Oh boy, I don't think I'm mentally prepared. I don't think I'll never be mentally prepared for this goddamn game. A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness again, against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but this insistent buzzing, poking, prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up. Yeah?
5 more minutes, Becca.
I swat away at what is nudging persistently at my side. Can I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand lightly taps my cheek and something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Isabella? Isabella? Gosh, can you hear me? Isabella?
The fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. God, the game froze. Oh my god, she's alive! I risked my life for you, do you understand? Do you hear me? I screamed, I shouted, I Z'd for you. They're looking down at me, is Rose. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else there. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she keeps a straight face, or trying at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds, only until until a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me the ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed, if the light ache in the area indicates anything.
All right, Isabella, where are we?
Hell?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
What? I don't know. The 9th?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay, I don't have a concussion.
15, 14, 13, 12. No, that's wrong.
No, it's okay. 12 is fine.
Why are we doing this?
She's just checking if your injury is in any way serious.
This time, I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, what with the way she towers over us. She must be tall. And here I thought Rose was already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? She looked too fancy for that. But with how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit, an expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. What? I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor, during evaluation. I almost said evolution. Our superior over evolution.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both warily, but recite everything she has asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance.
I should still probably go to a doctor. I mean, look at all of the stairs I fell down.
Are you alright?
Do I look alright? Exasperation soon replaces a dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. They're, I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile to the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. Who is she? It's her saleswoman's smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients, or just to avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Why are you scolding me? Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both of my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with much patience she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really all right? What happened?
Just go look at the first episode, girl.
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Fuck you.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
You fell down a flight of stairs in a mansion. Wait, hold your horses. Rose, I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump in the head. You fell down a flight of stairs. An extremely minor bump. You know, Rebecca would kick your ass home. I've had it worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house. Alone. And in a mansion this big?
By the way, last episode I said I had seen the beginning of this game. The first episode, after that ghost encounter, that's as far as I've seen in this game. Except for an ending. That's as far as I've gotten. I know nothing in between. Oh boy, this should be fun. So I don't know when to expect something to happen, so I'm totally screwed. Well, there's also the part that I may lose the bonus BRC promise, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railing to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
She falls over. The two of them exchange a worried glance, and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation. If she says no...
Right, you in.
Damn right I do. A smile threatens to slip out of me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
We should probably be checked otherwise.
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman... Is it foyer or foyer? Because I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I always went in the foyer. The woman is looking expectantly at two of us, her stare making her shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really in... She really is... Isn't really into... God damn it. Well, she is. But not in the scary way, negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. Okay, you can stop clearing your throat. You have my attention. At her lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow to me at in question. Words get caught in my throat and the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunderness.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Miss McCulloch. Marianne
McCulloch.
McCulloch.
Oh, God, I swallowed a fly doing that one. Charlie Rose Design. She hands Rose her business card. The word interior designer catches my eye before my partner flips it over. Well, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her, though. Despite her heresies, remaining uninhabited for years. I said her. Beside the heresies. And remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. I just had a trip to the past and it wasn't fun. After all, Jesus, I cannot talk. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm. Is this what we're really thinking about right now?
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me. I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah, right?
I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home.
What? Wait, what? This house is on... What? Somebody already
This
bought
is
it?
the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Yes, but we haven't even opened that... What?
It is, but...
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with her elbow. I don't know what the right answer is. We'll check with our supervisor? Oh, dear. Oh, I did good. I was professional. Or a good girl. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with this awkward situation like this before. I may screw it up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in this business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly in deep thought after I finished. She appears to be a reasonable person, anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'd surely
I
understand.
thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary.
I want to know where she's from, because she has an accent.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
You're welcome. With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job. I can't help but swell with pride. So I've already prepared myself to dial a number to our Lux board office and check even if she didn't ask for it. I'll be very frustrated if, for some reason, something has already been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Almost risked my damn life for it. You okay, girl? Moments later, Miss McCullough returns looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for her having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
She sounds Irish. I'm gonna go with that guess.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
And hurry. We've still got a few minutes to double-check those papers.
Okay, got it.
The two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings with a stillness to keep me company, neither welcoming nor comforting. Alone like this, it's impossible not to think of what really happened. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse after having heard all those tales about this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and I'm going to be completely honest with myself. I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose gave me... Sorry, I'm itching my ear. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm. Its jagged edge create a shallow ridge on my skin from how hard I'm clutching it. It's a reminder of what I still need to do and why I'm taking this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose asked for me. Just a few moments hours, Isabella. Just a few more hours. Sell the house, get the money. Jesus, why? What the hell was that? The fuck? Whatever. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially opened doors. Do they not know? Do they not know? I'm more interested in these. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colors, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats in their heads. I really hope that they aren't any magpies living nearby in the stories. Like in the stories, those birds will have the field day in this. What? Wait, that has completely went over my head. They're murmuring among themselves, looking at the estate facade praisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has a superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Hearing this, a few wander to me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Hi guys, how are you? Sorry, when I watched the ending of this game, these are the only 2 that I saw, so I only know these guys. Miss McCullough also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair pair she approaches. Holy crap!
It's so nice to finally meet you. When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
What a deep, luxurious voice!
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, you 2 are totally fucking.
Yes.
Sorry.
I think I did.
Ah, they must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before, some magazine or television, I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if these 2 already have. For people who are popular, though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind, though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'd say he is basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I'd think they are brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. Oh god, that scared me. What does that say? I can't see what this says. I don't know what that says. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. They could be brother and sister too, you never know. Couple or not, what's important is we get the deal closed before the current owners can even think about canceling the listing. I just hope that one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave or generous enough to buy this mansion. And so with papers in hand, I lead the way. My tummy's growling. Oh boy. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going, ooh, ah, over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answer them all. More than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I'm careful not to mention about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
The stained glass, honey?
A Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere. Don't make a blonde joke. Don't make a blonde joke. You're gonna offend a lot of people.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
You stuck up son of a bitch. For a person who lives in a mobile home, this place, there's too much room. There's too much room. The fuck you talking about too so oh god.
Well,
People like
I
you.
think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am.
God damn it, I just looked at that. I could have swore I did. Well, he's checking those.
But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything.
Look at her boobs, by the way. Holy crap.
Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
There's still a big group of people. The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh please, oh please, oh please let these guys be the one. Eventually our group reaches to the kitchen. It's got a trap door. I feel like I'm gonna go down there at some point. Much to the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classical appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like the ones I've only seen in fairy tale books. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the brick and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this will be, they still managed to pull this off. What makes it look presentable, at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Please no, please no.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
Wrong! It's a sex dungeon! Haha! This is the first time the guy in gray speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright, my memory supplies me with the form they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about the basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me an impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've also found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. A grown man? Oh, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly? And the room? How was it built?
Fuck if I know.
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
I know nothing about wine, but okay.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
In the basement?
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
I was about to say. And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it.
46 acres? God damn. Why do rich people need so much space?
We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
Sorry, I'm crinkling my tissue. There's a complaintive expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know it's to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score. We got you two! Buy this place! I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of our tour goes without a hitch. After more than a half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC had us survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement or over a possible sale. If your feet hurt walking around your house, you know it's too big. Just saying. What is that noise? When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look. A chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick. I start to break out in a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me? Everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I don't like this. I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. Stop it! Probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. Or the flight of stairs you fell down might be the problem. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out my lips in silent prayer, till a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Hi.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Yeah, especially when the ghosts are nagging at you, damn.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
No, replace the E with an A.
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah. I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
Could have to buy it first. My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. She's squinting at me. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she's tasted a particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem.
I hate rich people.
And just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I like that idea better. Stray cats need a home, man. This is the perfect place for a cat farm where all the stray kitties can live and wander in safety. You don't think that's a good idea?
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, ma'am Hannah. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? Exactly. More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person. But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
You're gonna have to buy it first.
And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
Those two are so fucking.
What would the people think, darling?
What I'm thinking right now?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. Girl, let go! I can't help but set an imploring look at Miss Miss Mick Cola, I can't. Who only gives me an apologetic smile and shrug. Oh, she knows. She knows what's up.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hands and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Do you listen to anything?
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
She don't listen to anything. Oh my god. Marianne, help me.
It's Isabella.
Wait, is it Marianne or Mariana? I can't remember. Hold on, let me look. Marianne, okay.
Yes, that's great. We'd be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and what's this?
D-list horror prop. What the fuck does that mean? A look of confusion and disgust appears on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
shit. Is the letter in there?
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Oh, well, I get the point of the achievement now.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this?
Shit, is that the letter?
Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes.
She's so, Irish or Scottish.
Nothing
You know
of
what?
this chain letter sort,
Yep.
of course.
Oh, you left it in
It
there,
has to
Isabella, you
always work with the
dumbass.
palate.
You
I'm
dumbass.
quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
No, they come through email. It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose, I double-checked everything. Rose and I. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask of what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
Stop calling her Buttercup, it's gross. I smile back on her, a smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
She judged my art so harshly. I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. The side crinkles in my grip and my breathing grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I didn't even notice when Rose's group joined us in the parlor. I want nothing more than to say no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place, because I remember everything as clear as day. Oh god. The letter, that woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless, I've been so careless. How do I even tell them that without looking that I've gone mad? I feel like we shouldn't. I feel like we shouldn't. I really feel like we shouldn't. Oh, I should save. Don't show the letter. No, because the more people we show, the more we fuck it up.
Rose,
What did we... I guess we just got more with Marianne then, didn't we? Yeah. Weird. The words are stuck in my throat. I want to tell her, I really do. But is she going to believe me? She already dismissed me earlier. It's a concussion, she said. It's not. There really is something in this house, in that attic, in that letter. It's gonna go after us. Please believe me.
Is Isabella alright?
I'm not gonna be alright unless you pronounce my name right. Ma'am Hannah's voice breaks through the haze being clouded in my mind. Rose is looking down at me, worried etched on her features. I didn't even notice when she removed the wrinkled paper from my hand and pushed me down to sit on the nearby chair. From the edge of my vision, I can also make out Miss McCullough's asking a passing food server for a glass of water. Through it all, Mr. Wright stands to the sidelines. Although curious, he appears more inclined to watch the scene than help. They're all as likely to believe me as Rose does. To everyone, whatever's in this house is just a hoax, a cautionary tale for children.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
She offers me a drink, but I push it away. I need to get out of here before I cause even a bigger commotion, clear my head and take a breath of fresh air. Anything to take my mind off things. No one is going to believe me anyway.
no. I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me. I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. Doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. Mom was at the door when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait.
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifted to something gentler. Gentler eyes, softer. A fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands, and small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless. More as an automatic response and a desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can. But I have this nagging feeling that, one way or another, it'll find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery. But I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
What is that supposed to mean? My mind stops.
Wait, no, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
I claps her hands together in front of her eyes, pleading for understanding. And I do understand, to some extent. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful, whether at myself or at the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I really don't know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
Of course I'm upset!
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment.
I really don't think this is a job for you, Isabella.
He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. At the memory, we would both burst into helpless giggles, earning us strange looks from the guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this is easy to forget my mishaps that happened. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
Ouch.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, all right? Don't even think of going anywhere. Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to...
I'm not comfortable staying here
minor bump checked.
by myself.
At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
She'd gone before I can voice my word of complaint. Ugh. Okay, good. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways across from me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. What? Which one would cost more? Oh, I said that right. A little argument here, an occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. Ugh, God. Yo, Ash, go fuck yourself. It's a few hours early from what I've told him, but he did ask for me to call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that I'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. We've been calling him forever. A couple of minutes and a few pairs asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects, and...
Shit. Ash from the Lux City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Ash from the Lux City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie.
You gotta click out of the game for a second, then he's... What?
How loud is this thing even?
What is going on?
Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Make it stop!
Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me.
A sharp ringing fills the entire hall, disrupting the pleasant quiet that has settled. Soon enough, heads begin to turn in search of the source of the... mine included. My eyes dart around a small crowd before zeroing in on a... Shut up! On a lone figure crouched behind the same group of old people, checking out the... That's his ringtone! He is facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'd recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I marched towards him. That's his fucking ringtone. That's fucking ringtone. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this. Please make it stop! Make it stop! Oh! What are you doing here? What is... We're gonna have a talk, and the first thing is gonna be, what is your fucking ringtone? Is that ringtone about you? What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for not having recorded. Hi. He jumps. That was such a forced yell. He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. Oof. It bounces from one hand to another in his poor attempt to catch it before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for his phone. And the floor. But it's not every day you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha. An awkward pause passes between us. You need to change your fucking ringtone. That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out of my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't the kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content with seeing him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
Your fucking ringtone is bullshit.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way.
That was so entertaining.
Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
I think I need to borrow your phone.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Ha! Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny of his phone, and his phone for any damage or scratches, seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash?
I could be looking to buy a house.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
No, not at all. You scared all the little ghosts away with that ringtone. She's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
Just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
Uh-huh. I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm, like he has touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all.
Yeah.
So here I am.
Uh-huh.
Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Yeah. Weren't you hiding in a corner?
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
You're adorable.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Normal people wouldn't have a ringtone about themselves.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Mm-hmm. Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Oh god, we're already at 46 minutes in the episode? I feel like I have to end it, but we're like in the middle of something. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I almost said choir for some reason. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. Last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, the last person on Earth I'll ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he is a dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and supernatural, he'll never believe me, even if he hears it from a friend, except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give me an explanation on why those things have no chance of being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you every single chance he gets. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Before it catches my attention, I shove the letter down in my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up.
Bye. Alright, I'm gonna end the episode here. It's been so long. When I'm recording the letter, it never seems as long as it is. For some reason, it seems to go super fast for me. But apparently, I hate the sound of outside. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys in the next one. That was hilarious. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.